Okay, so with this, I'm going to go over this again. So we're going to do a 3-step method. It's still 5 steps. I'm going to label this 3 steps on the YouTube. And so you still have your GCF, you still have your parentheses and star variable, you still have the signs, product and sum, and star cleanup. And what this is what we explained earlier about the productation is the big pi, whereas the little pi is 3.14. And productation is something we do in calculus and in statistics, so that if you had k equals 1 to 3 and 2x of 2x, then you would have 2 times 1 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And you would add that, or you would find that this was equal to 8, 16, 30, 32, 38, 48. Okay? And if you had something like k equals 2 of 2x, of the summation of it, right? Whereas a big sigma looks like this, and then little sigma looks like this. So little sigma is used in statistics as a standard deviation, and big sigma is used for the summation of things. And so what we do is we take it from k equals 2 to 3, and you have 2x is equal to 2 times 2 plus 2 times 3. And then like that would be 4 plus 6, which is 10. So that's the difference between summation and productation. Now I use these symbols as our product and sum because of the connotation between product and big pi and sum and big sigma. Okay, so it's just a symbol to help me remember things and introduce it for later on, for use later on. So I'm going to erase this now, and then if you want to go back on the tape and look at it, that's fine. But it has really nothing to do with this. It's just kind of it's giving you a little background about product and sum. So remember the star is the first coefficient. So the number in front of the first letter. So this number, and you notice that there's no numbers out there. There's really a hidden 1. So your first coefficient is not going to be there in chapter 6. So then there's no star, then there's no GCF. And if there's no star, then there's also no star cleanup. And that's why this 5-step method gets turned into 3 steps. Because there's no first step, no 5th step, so there's only these 3 steps. And even within these 3, this star gets kind of taken out of it. Okay? So we just have to worry about writing the parentheses, right? And then the variable. So we look at the variable and we'll go, okay, we got an A. And so how many A's do we have? We have 2. So I'm going to put 2 A's in here. 1, 2. Okay? And that's it. I mean, I think you can do this. I think anyone can do this if they just follow these steps. All right? And now the second step, or in this case, the 3rd step, right? And right here is the signs. And what that means is these signs. What do we do with them? And it's really, really simple. I'm going to take this first sign, and I'm going to put it in the first parentheses. The first sign goes into the first parentheses. Okay? Okay. Now I'm going to look at this sign. And this sign tells me something. This sign, if it's plus, they're going to be the same. If it's minus, they're going to be different. And if we think about that, plus, same, sum, same, sum, same, right? So the sum is the same, and difference, right? The difference is different.
Right.
So it's really simple when we break it down. Okay? Well, I'm trying to really make this as easy as it can possibly be. So, if this is saying that they're the same, it doesn't say that these two are the same.
It just says solving them.
It says that these two are the same. So, these two are the same. So this has to be minus also. And this is what confuses most students. Is the fact that, wait a minute, these two are the same, but these two are not. How is that possible? Well, the thing is that this is a product of two things, like this times this is this. But this is a sum. So this plus this, right? And when we add two negatives, it becomes more negative. But when we multiply two negatives, they are positive, right?
Right.
And that's the deal. That's the dealio of what's going on. Okay? So that's it. So we're almost done. We got one more step. Believe it or not, that is the hardest step, I think. I think that's where most of the students go wrong. The product and sum look confusing. They look like, oh, they look intimidating is what they look. But they're really not that bad. So I write product and I write sum. Okay? And I want to know, and the reason I'm doing it on this side is because I'm going to have to do it down here, and I'm going to have to do it down here, and I'm going to have to do it up here also. So we're going to do it one at a time. Okay? So and I want to keep them away from each other. A lot of students like to just label them all on this side, and that's great and everything, but you get confused, I noticed, if you keep them all like this one's here, and then this one's here, and then this one's here, and then this one's here. It gets confusing because it's all kind of in one area. I like to say, okay, this top part is for this piece. The bottom part is going to be, for that piece. And then when we get to this one, it'll be over here, and I'll deal with it. And this one will be over here, and I'll deal with it. Okay?
So keep them separate.
I like to. All right, so I need to know the product and the sum. And the product is the first and last. So the first and last coefficient. So that just means that the first and last number. So this 1 times 2, and I get 2. And the funny thing is since there is no first number, you always in the three-step method, you always know it's the last number. Okay? So, and this one's really easy. The sum is the middle number. So that's 3. Okay? Very important though. Here's the most important part to this thing. When I look at this second, this tells me whether they're the same or different, right?
Right.
It also tells me what I'm doing in the sum. And I'm doing whatever I'm doing here in the sum. What that means is, if there's a minus sign, I am going to subtract in the sum. If there's a plus sign, I'm going to add.
Oh, you're in the opposite.
Yeah. So, in this one, I'm going to add. But if this were a minus, I would be subtracting to get this number. So this tells you what you're going to do to get this number. So now I need two numbers that multiply to give me 2. And two numbers, the same two numbers that multiply to give me 2, need them to add to give me 3.
The first two numbers you need to multiply to give you 2,
Yep.
and the second you need to add to give you 3.
Yes. And they have to be the same
Then
two
they have
numbers.
to be the same for 2 and 3.
Yeah. So what numbers multiply to give you 2, but add to give you 3?
So you can even, what you're saying is you can even bring it down into a simpler number, like a 6.
Well, what two numbers multiply to be 2?
1
1
and 0.
Well, 1 times 0 is 0.
Oh, okay, 1 and 2.
1 and 2. See, it's a lot. So you're trying to make it harder than it is. It's not that hard. It's just what two numbers multiply to be 2. Now later on, we're going to see some other harder numbers like 6. Well, now there's 1 and 6 and
And 6
Two-
and 1.
2 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3. So yeah, you're right. There's 6 and 1 and there's 3 and 2, right?
Right.
And that's how the book has it. Now, with me, it's a little different. I always say, write the biggest number first. So that gets rid of this one, and it gets rid of this one, right?
Okay.
So when I have 2 and 1 and 1 and 2, I don't write 1 and 2. I only write big, little. Big, then little. That's it. That's all I'm worried about. Big, little. So that gets rid of half of my factors right away. Okay? So now I have 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 plus 1
It's 3.
is 3. Boom, it fits. If it fits, plug it in. 2 and 1. And it really is that simple. It really, truly is that simple. Okay? I'm going to pause this because that's going to show you, it's 12 minutes anyways,